is like, why are you happy? It's like, because I love my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to summer school, or did you just have to go to summer school?
I had to go to summer school.
Yeah, I had
For
to go to
what?
summer school to get my,
Dude, I was
my
a
diploma.
Bad kid.
I used to fake seizures in high school.
I feel like I would not be the person I am today if I wasn't a college athlete.
By far, for me, the weirdest.
Should we talk about it?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, okay, so we... Welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I'm your host, Jordan Whitrock, and today we have a special guest. It's someone that we've been in conversations about having her on the podcast, but it did take us like a very long time. So I'd like to introduce one of my members of the cohort acting at SCAD to the podcast, Ivy Brooks. Woo!
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So like, why are you busy all the time? No.
Why do you ask me the day of every
Yeah,
single
I'm not gonna
day?
lie. I'm really bad at like nailing down when I can do stuff. But because that's the issue. I mean, one of the hardest things with this podcast and who I am as a person is I'm someone who like tends to live in the moment. Like I can schedule way in advance, or I like, hey, let's do it. We're doing it right now. Okay, let's go do it. And I'm very flexible. Where I'm bad is that medium where it's like, hey, what are you doing in a week? Because for me, I don't even know what I'm doing. So
No, but I'll be honest with you, Jordan. I like to, especially in our cohort, I like to observe and, you know.
Oh no, the tea's coming out.
No, I do. I like to observe and be like, wow, this person, not just with acting, but like how they live their life. And like, this person's really good at this and this person's really good at that. And I am so type A, like to the T. And you are just like, you are live in the moment kind of guy, go with the flow. And I'm
did
like,
you ask me last night if I was type A?
well,
Who was that?
no, it was me.
Was
I
you?
was
Okay.
like, what would you like, type A or type B? Because I wanted to know your answer. Obviously, knowing you're not
Okay,
type
that's
A,
what I
but
was gonna say.
I just wanted, I want to know what people.
You're like,
yeah,
no,
I want to know if you
type A,
get the
honey.
answer right
Yeah,
about yourself.
testing me.
But you're so in the moment, and I wish I could be more like that.
I think it's just because I got bad planning more than anything. Like, dead serious. I think that's what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, we also have Mike back on the in the studio.
We here put some steak on it.
There it is. I told him, I'm like, now you have to always say put some steak on it. It's gonna honestly, we gotta put that
steak on it for
we got dude
years
for the podcast.
And years and years.
We've got to put that, like, do our first merch, and it's gonna be put some steak on it, and I will give you some water bottles for that. Mike, no.
For the longest time, I had no idea what that
I'm gonna
meant.
copyright it.
Yeah.
It's yours, buddy.
It's been mine.
It's
That's
yours.
so funny. I love that.
I don't even know.
All right, cool. So, Ivy, I brought you on this show because, like everyone else who has the show, they have their own story as to where they are, how they got there. And you're an actress. And so I guess my question to you is, why acting?
Wow,
Was there a moment when you were younger that was like, you're like, that's why that's what I want to do?
Yeah, my first ever role on stage was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Yeah.
What grade?
Eighth grade.
8th grade? Okay.
8th grade.
So you never acted before 8th grade?
Not like camps, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like acting camps.
But you didn't do like the musical or plays like in 6th
No.
grade or 7th grade or anything? Okay.
Never. And so then it was like 8th grade. It was my first year in Catholic school.
Yep.
And so at the end of the year was the 8th grade musical. And so I was like, I'm getting Dorothy. That's mine. I'm getting Dorothy. I got Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And then since then, I continued with Catholic school. And so it was obviously like, it's private school, so it's application based.
Oh, okay.
And there was this one school in like the Archdiocese of Washington, which is Washington, D.C., Archdiocese of Washington, just the Catholic churches and schools around there.
Yep.
One school that had an arts academy, and it was also like a Catholic school. So it was a Catholic arts academy school. And I'm
that's actually unique.
It was very unique. It was really cool. And so I was like, well, I'm applying, and I got in. And so all throughout high school, then like half of my classes were normal classes.
Gotcha.
But also like acting classes, because I got into the acting program at the high school.
Yep.
So yeah. And so since then I was like, well, we'll keep going.
What's an application process for like a school and high school, right? Because for me, I just went to a generic public school.
Yeah.
I also know people that went to like other private schools that aren't like, topic related. I'm blanking on the term. Like you're not going to become
Yeah, like
an
a
actor or
charter
whatever.
school or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like generic like private school, right? So anyone can go. But it was like sports, but it was like they got in because you were good at sports. Or it's like, how is that like to audition for a high school?
Yeah, so first you had to like apply to the school and like get in with your grades.
Yep.
Which like
In middle school?
I'm 13.
That's crazy.
I'm
I would not have gotten in with my 2.5 in grammar and spelling.
Yeah, no, my grades like weren't good until I went to Catholic school, which is why I really liked Catholic school, and obviously my family liked Catholic school for me because then like it was a full 180.
Yeah.
But your grades, and you had to write an essay. It was pretty much the same for like, I know for my high school is pick one word to describe yourself and write like a 5-page essay. And so I picked my word. I think my word was perseverance, and I wrote a 5-page essay
at 13.
Yeah.
Damn.
About how I would
Wow.
And then I got in, and then I had to actually go to the arts academy, and I auditioned for the dance program, the singing program, and the acting program.
Okay.
Got into the acting program, singing. I got into all three, but I had to choose
one.
2.
Yeah.
So I chose
two.
so it was like
that's
a
cool.
major minor kind of thing. So I majored in acting and minored in singing in
singing.
high school,
Okay.
which like it's high school, so you're not majoring and minoring in anything. But
Now,
they're
how
just,
big is this school?
About 500 kids in the whole school. My
Okay.
graduating class was like 130 kids.
I mean, that's like what my high school was.
Really?
So
Was it just because it's small town?
yeah, small town. Yeah.
I
yeah.
see.
My high school was 97, I believe.
In the whole school?
No, just in my class.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're like us too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
You and I both were like 97 kids.
like,
That's like 20 kids
like-
per class. That's wild. Okay, yeah, no, that's funny. Okay, anyway, so you were saying, so you technically majored and minored at graduating high school.
right.
Did you what was the audition like process for in high school for shows? So for me, public school, yes, you'd want the lead, and it kind of went to like the 2 kids that had a good voice or were good at acting, but you're going to a school that's specializing in this. So everyone is not perfect or the best, but compared to maybe neighboring just general schools.
Well, everyone wasn't in the arts academy because it was kind of a sector.
Oh.
Yeah, so not
okay.
everyone was in the arts academy. You had to get into the arts academy.
you.
So arts academy kids would obviously get priority
Yep.
for stuff, but auditions would be, for everyone.
Okay.
But if you were an arts academy kid, like
Gotcha.
in acting or singing or dance, like
Was there a role that you got in high school that like continued your desire to do that? Like for
Yeah.
me, I got Gomez Adams in the Adams Family, and
Yeah.
that was a role where it was like I put a lot of effort into, like first role that I ever really dove into, and I was like, oh, that was the first time I felt comfortable on stage at every moment, and that was because of all the effort. But I actually enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, mine was my sophomore year of high school. Like the fall play was the Glass Menagerie. Yeah, and I played Amanda, which was the mom, and I was 15, but like it she's like the main character of the play, and she was so in depth, like she's just so deep, like she's just this troubled woman but so deep. And so at 15, like even then I knew I was like, I'm not
That's crazy.
I'm
forgetting that you guys are like freshmen.
yeah, I'm like how am I gonna do this role? But I really like I wanted to do the homework, I wanted to put in the work. I didn't have to. I could have just memorized the lines and but I wanted, and that's when I was like, oh, like this matters to me, because I wanted to do her justice. I wanted to do Amanda justice. So that was when I was like, yeah, this really matters to me.
Got you. And is that sophomore year?
Yeah, sophomore year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because 14 is freshman.
Yeah. I was like 15.
That's crazy. So then did you have any other roles leading up that launched you, or no? That was like the role that was like,
I think that
even
was,
other ones could not compare to that.
other ones could not compare. And
Yep.
for a long time, like even like in college, I was like, oh, nothing was like, because that role was just so deep. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Was the
launched it.
show a really good show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. There were only 4 characters.
Yep.
There's only 4 characters. So
5.
Tom,
You're right,
Jim,
you're right,
Amanda,
you're right,
Laura.
You're right. Yeah.
Math is hard, but I mean, we're in school for acting. I got my degree in singing and dancing, people, but math is hard.
I guess I wouldn't have gotten in either because of my math grade as well.
I didn't walk at graduation in high school because of my math grade.
And we love you.
That's rough, bud.
We love you.
I had to go to summer school.
Dude, summer school is the
I had to
worst.
go to summer school.
But did you have to okay. Did you have to go to summer school or did you just have to go to summer school?
I had to go to summer school.
Yeah, I had
For
to go to
what?
summer school to get my
Dude,
degree,
I was
my
a
diploma.
Bad kid. I was
Well,
awful.
Bad kid or just bad at grade like
Both.
you know.
There was something wrong here in both aspects. like
Okay.
the wheels were not turning
Yeah.
in school. They would not turn.
Dude, I always like I said, I got a 2.5. I wrote a 2.5 in grammar and spelling my whole life up
Really?
until like probably halfway through middle school.
Mine
But-
was math.
But for me, it was like my parents were like, well, we have to send you to summer school because obviously you're clearly not proficient. And it was like, damn it. You're like, I guess, but that's stupid. And then they're like, well, since you're there, we might as well put you in a math class, put you in like a social studies or a science course. And then it was like, and we'll let you do one fun thing. And I'm like, no, just, no, it's not worth it.
Were you a good student who just struggled?
Yeah.
I see.
Because I was afraid of getting in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted to play right on the line, and not do anything wrong, which I still kind of am like that.
I was a bad student. Just
Really?
bad. Yeah, I
Do you
really
have-
was.
Do you have a story for us that can let the audience know what made you such a bad student?
Trying to think of an appropriate story.
Okay, while you think of that, Mike, do you have a story?
Oh man, yes, I got plenty. I used to fake seizures in high school.
How did you go about that? What's the process in developing a character with seizures?
You just gotta be Mike Daniel, I suppose. There was no process. You just gotta have a twisted mind.
Did you ever have to go to get medically checked though?
No,
No one.
it was a fake seizure. So like, it wasn't real.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't they see
Yeah,
you
did
give
they-
enough seizures to yourself that they'd be like, "Damn, we should get you checked out,"
Like if I'm like mentally okay.
Yeah, or just like if you have like something in your nervous system that's like.
No, I wasn't actually having seizures. So like,
No,
but like,
never mind. You win.
anyway,
He was
Checkmate.
never caught. Never been caught.
all I did was eat like a red Starburst, walk into class, and just like fall on the ground and start making weird
so that
sounds.
it was red.
And then started spitting out my saliva because the red Starburst looked like blood.
Dude.
And poor Miss Allard freaking out.
This guy was in deep and won every time. Never lost.
No, it's totally true.
Were they
because
concerned?
I love that.
it's totally true because so many kids would be like,
That's awesome.
so many kids would do like simple things and they get like detention and in trouble. They're like, how does Mike Daniel get away from standing on the desk and singing songs?
Big Mike.
and like, and I didn't do my homework and you're giving me a detention.
That's
But
actually sick, honestly.
I did get prom king in high school.
I can see
That is
that.
a king move. That's true. Did you get prom queen?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No.
It was never happening.
Yeah, no, that was never happening.
Yeah, we were arts kids.
Yeah, no, I
well,
was
you
not.
were an arts kid.
I was
Well,
a
your
l-
school was not.
I was
for
a
that.
I also played
loser.
lacrosse though, but no, I was not.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Why your lacrosse?
Why lacrosse?
Yeah, was it like the sport in the school or?
It's a sport in Maryland, which,
That's right. I
Yeah.
forget.
so like, if you're in Maryland, like, that's the sport you're gonna play.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just but then that's like a big part of like what paid for my tuition in high school and in college.
Okay.
But I was a athlete. I was on the lacrosse team.
Yep.
And then I got recruited to play college lacrosse, and that's what got me through paying college was
What's okay? So I've never played lacrosse. What's like the strategy in lacrosse? Like, were you like a bruiser? Like, I'm thinking it's closer to hockey than it is to any other sport, right? So I know there's like guys on the hockey team. It's like the bruiser, the whatever that term is, where you're kind of not knocking out other players, but you're just playing maybe tougher to that extent.
So men's lacrosse and women's lacrosse are two totally different sports. Whereas men's lacrosse, yeah, like they like whack each other.
Yeah.
And, like,
Is that not allowed or something?
in women's?
Yeah.
No.
Or it's just they just
No.
don't do that.
We get called for like going close, like in the spear, which is like if we're checking, like we will get called for like going across the body. Yeah.
But that's not in the men's?
No, men's can hit each other with their sticks.
Is it literally just the difference of?
It's just two different sports, really. Like,
yeah?
Yeah, that's just how it's always been. Like, totally, completely different rules. Even how we start the game and like after each goal, like it's totally different. Like they have a face-off, which is on the ground.
Yep.
We have draw, which is standing. It's all it's so different. They have long poles, and we just have the regular sticks.
Yeah. After do they call them a match or game?
Game.
After a game, are you bruised up or not
Oh
really?
yeah.
What was your role on the field?
Defense.
Okay.
And specifically on the crease, which there's a goal, and the goal has a
Hold
circle.
up. For people watching that don't know what lacrosse is, do you want to explain what the game of lacrosse is? I'm realizing that because
doesn't know what lacrosse.
Well,
is.
I think they heard of it, but you don't know maybe the game itself, right?
You're running around with
a stick.
With a stick. You're running around with a stick, and it has a net and a yellow ball. In women's lacrosse, we have a yellow ball, and you cradle that stick, and you try to shoot a goal, and then the defenders, which is me, we hold our sticks like this, and we try to stop you. And that's the game of lacrosse.
Wait, you're holding your sticks like a spear?
Yeah. Like that.
Okay, all right.
Like that. Like, yeah. Like, for women's lacrosse, you play defense with your forearms. Because we can't.
Okay.
You can't. This is called horizontal.
Yeah.
Can't play defense with your stick.
Gotcha.
Can't do that. So you hold it like this. So you play defense with your forearm.
You can hit them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yep.
And did you prefer defense, or was that just like something you got put into at first, and you're like, oh, I guess I don't mind it?
No, that's just what I was good at. Because I'm like just a stronger build, and
Freaking tank.
Heard it here first on the Jordan Whitrock Show, guys. Frickin' tank. I do have a stronger build, and I'm shorter, and so just like kind of more grounded in that way. And so I was always just better at defense. And in high school and like club lacrosse, I played a lot of midfield too.
Okay.
But
do you guys have rules where like you can't cross a specific line?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can't cross the defensive line.
Oh, okay.
If you're on defense. So there's 4 defenders.
Yep.
There's a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
4 attackers and 3 midfielders.
3 midfielders can go anywhere?
Midfielders can go anywhere.
Got you.
Attacking has to stay on the attacking side unless of course someone stays back. So, general like sports rules, and same with defense.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So when I was younger playing soccer, I was pretty good. And so when we'd be beating a team by a lot, my dad would put me in goalie, which I thought was like the most boring thing ever, right? Or he'd put us, because in that little league, it's just attacking defense goalie. There's no midfield. And so then he'd try to put me in defense, and I would just not listen to him, because it's like, I know I can get back and beat these guys back, so I can still play defense.
Yeah.
And he was like, just so you know, like, there's a rule that you can't cross the halfway point if you're on defense. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, that's crazy. There's no rule. But I'm like, that's crazy. I got like, okay. So then I just started taking, I just would kick the ball across the whole field to try to get a goal. And then he pulled me because he's like, no, you're done. And I'm like, sorry.
Were you a sports kid at all, really? Or Yeah. I figured as much.
Wait, what do you mean? This is the observant Ivy.
Just, you know me. But doesn't he look like you're You're a good all-American boy, Jordan.
I'm a good old American boy, if you didn't know, which we did talk about that on the last episode. Yeah, that's right. I was about to explain. I was like, no, I think we've talked about that. Yeah.
And he is.
No, I think growing up, I played basketball, baseball, soccer, and I didn't really have a winter sport.
Never football for you?
No, I played flag football 1 year. To me, soccer was more fun because the level that I was at, I could have the ball almost at all times. And like football.
So you were good.
Yeah, and then football, you couldn't. My dream was to get a D2 scholarship for soccer. That
Really?
was like a dream because it's like, oh, like go to a school, don't have to pay, you know, for the most part. But then I have bad knees. So then when I went to the doctor, they're like, nah, you can't.
Really?
And so then I was like, well, I guess that ends ideas of playing at the next level. But then I stopped playing baseball because it was boring, and then my back was bad because when I was growing up, my hips were at different heights. Like my one grew faster than the other, so the swinging and missing hurt my back, so I had to stop. And then basketball, there was some issues with my traveling team that I was like, oh, this is just like pointless. And then that's also when the musicals were, so I had to make the choice, musical or basketball. And I was like, well, I kind of don't like my team, so I'm gonna do musical, you know, so I can get a lead. You know, because then my dad was like, you're either going to be you're going to keep your starting role on basketball, or you're going to be a lead in the musical. Those are the two options. If you don't, then you're going to lose probably both. And I was like, so I had to choose. So I chose musical. And then I picked up tennis in high school because I was like, I still wanted to do something in the spring. So, yeah.
Yeah, my junior year of high school, might have been sophomore year of high school.
Yep.
I was the lead in the musical, Once on This Island, and this was also when I started getting kind of more serious about lacrosse, of like, oh, this could pay my way through college.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were double cast, so there was, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. But I started to miss so many rehearsals because of practice and games and stuff. Because I started, it was a mistake, but I started putting lacrosse like above theater because I was having more fun in lacrosse.
Yeah.
And I was, again, like 15, 16 years old. So I was like, nah, I want to go to practice. I don't want to do a rehearsal. Like, nah.
So it wasn't even that you were required and had to go to practice?
No.
They would have been understanding of like splitting it more evenly, or?
I was really, since I was in the arts academy, I was really required to go to the rehearsals.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, nah, I don't want to go to practice. But then they gave my understudy the role, and I only had one show. I became the understudy and only had one show because.
Dang.
Yeah, but then you know.
Did you lock in then? Like, was that moment that you were like, I can't?
I locked in, and then the next year was COVID, so we didn't get to do a musical. But yeah.
Do you think that hurt you in the school?
What?
Not like losing the role. Do you think that hurt?
I was already a bad kid. So.
But do you think like they didn't give you roles in the future? So that would have been your junior year, would have been COVID. Did you not have shows senior year, or did you have shows?
No, because we were still online.
Oh, okay.
Senior year.
Gotcha. You still were online.
Yeah.
Did you still do lacrosse then?
Yeah. Still did lacrosse though.
Well, I guess honestly, I wonder if that helped you, because then you just literally
That's a good point.
You literally just had lacrosse was like, I might as well put all my time and energy into this.
No, and then I got to go to college and major in musical theater.
Did you have a ton of schools looking at you for lacrosse?
I had a good bit, yeah.
You're D3, 2, 1
D2.
School? That's cool.
D2.
For high school?
Or for college or for...
High school. What was your high school?
Oh, I don't know.
We were D3, but that's what so like anyone
I don't know.
So like D2 was like a big deal, or you go to like a small private D1 if you were like the best kid ever,
D1 was a big deal for us because all of us were kind of committing. So like D3 was on like, oh yeah, you did it. D2 was like, all right, yeah. You did it. D1 was like D1 was the big deal.
But did you guys have a lot of D1 schools coming to look at you guys, or were you considered a smaller program?
We did actually, yeah. And because of I went to school in PG County, which is the largest black county in America. It's the largest, richest black county in America. And so I was one of like the only like white kids there. So
Got you.
the D1 schools looking at us were HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. So those were the D1 colleges who were coming to see us. So I actually had like one HBCU like looking at me. That was D1. That was like the only D1 school that I had ever look at me. But yeah. So those were like the D1 colleges that would come.
Are you able to attend a historical black?
Yeah, you are.
Huh. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
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 That is true.
It's just historically black.
Got you.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. But yeah, those were like the D1 schools.
Got you. Okay, so then you, when do you find out you get recruited by a D2 school? Like, it's like, hey, we're offering.
Yeah, so you're playing club lacrosse, and you're going to all these tournaments with your club.
Yep.
So coaches are there.
Yep.
You don't know what coaches are going to be there usually, but you know coaches,
you just know
are
coaches
there.
are going to be there.
So then after the emails start rolling in.
Okay.
And then you got to do your research, look into the school, the division, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and visit them. And then if you're going to visit them, they're going to give you an offer, most likely, unless, like, you have a bad attitude on, your visit or something like that.
And is it them that's saying, hey, come visit our school? Or is it you saying, hey, I'm going to come see your school?
It's usually if you're getting recruited, and also if you are getting recruited, it's because you've set up your college profile. Like, I had a...
Oh,
yeah,
got
kind
you.
of like how, like, you as
like
an
a
actor...
Star.
You have an IMBD or something.
Okay.
As an athlete, like you had your college lacrosse profile. So, they knew who you were, and so they'd be like, "We want you to come visit. Schedule a visit."
Got you.
Then you visit, and then they'll give you an offer or not give you an offer. Yeah.
Okay. What was that moment like when you decided to go, or you got that offer from the school that you ended up attending?
I went to a school right outside of Asheville, North Carolina, which is in the Appalachian Mountains, which is so beautiful, so gorgeous. It's just a beautiful part of our country. And so I went, and immediately, my campus was like an episode of Gilmore Girls. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, yes, I need to go here. It was beautiful. It was just so beautiful, and like, less than 2,000 students. The town, the college was the town. It was small town, but then just 15 minutes away was Asheville, which was really cool, artsy and hippie, like small city. I was like, this is perfect. Yep. And then it was. I love my undergrad. Yeah. Got you.
So was it the school that pulled you in?
Yeah.
More than anything else that way?
It was a school and the coach. At the time, both of them, they were just seemed like they cared about the team. So I was like,
Mm-hmm. Was it? So how? Okay, okay, let me start over. D3 at the college level is like, hey, we love sports. We're happy that you're on our team. However, think outside sports as you get older, and meaning like junior, senior year. Because you're just gonna have to, the sports world ends for you, and you're gonna go into the real world.
Yeah.
D1 is, hey, sports is everything. It's what you eat. It's what you sleep. It's what if you're not in, you're out.
Yeah.
And your goal is to get to the next level of whatever that is.
Yeah.
What's D2 like? Because that's in that middle where it's like you could get pulled to the pros, or it could be just for fun, but you get maybe a scholarship for it that helps you with school so that you can go do what you want to do.
D2 is that happy medium, which is I knew I wanted to go D2.
Yep.
I didn't want to go D3 because you can't get athletic scholarship.
Yeah, then you're just playing it for the love of the game.
And I did have love for the game, but I also needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
So D2 is like, I think it's a happy medium of true love for the sport, but also there's more pressure and you're at a higher level because, you have that scholarship on the line. And, if you are D2, your school has the reputation too, and, need to make goals and stuff like that. So I think it's the happy medium. And I'm so glad I went D2 because I feel like I would not be the person I am today if I wasn't a college athlete. It taught me so much discipline, time management. Like,
Do you think that's what made you type A? No.
yes.
Really?
Yes.
Were you not type A then?
No.
Oh.
No. I wasn't. Yeah.
I mean, it is fair because you have practice, you have games, you have team meals, you have team everything. You know?
Everything. There wasn't like a day in college where there wasn't something team related. Even on breaks, you had a workout every single day, even if you're on break. Like during spring break, you don't get a spring break. You have games. Like there wasn't a day in my.
Is it a spring sport?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea if it was or not. Gotcha. Is it same thing for guys or is guys in the fall?
Yeah, spring.
Oh, so everyone just plays in the spring.
Everyone plays in spring.
Oh,
so
that's unique.
this year will be my first year in college that'll ever have a spring break. I've never had a spring break.
True.
It'll be
also,
my first
like,
year.
That you're not being controlled by something other than your art.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be my first. So
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably stay here. But I'll go to the beach probably.
Yeah. I mean, do we need to go to the beach as a group
I
at
agree.
some point? We never. I mean, I don't blame us because fall was busy. And the only time we could have gone would have been those like first 3 weeks.
Where we didn't really like
But
know
we
each
had
other.
no idea. Yeah, we didn't know each other. We didn't know what was going on. We were trying to figure out what an email list was. No. Yeah, that's so funny. But like, I feel like this spring quarter, we got to take advantage of doing something.
I agree.
You know, just like, hey, one time a month. So is that 2 times the quarter, 3 times a quarter? Like that, we just have a beach day with everyone.
I agree. I think that'd be good for us.
Yeah. And try to plan it out, not the day of. No.
This guy. Yeah, try to plan it out.
Yeah. See, I'm not good at planning things. You know what I'm saying? Like my strength is rallying, I feel like. I have a pretty good, and like I say this knowing other people that are even better than me at rallying, but like I'm pretty good at being like, yo, let's just send it, you know? I'm not good at being like, here's our itinerary for the, like, I have a sister, Caitlin, who's like, it's like I'm the one that's like, yo, we should do this trip, and she's like, I'm on it, and then she's like, this is like what it would cost. This is like the, you know, and then it's like, but then like when we go to like, we have this annual trip to Six Flags in the summer, us kids, and it's literally like she's the one that plans like what time we should leave, but as soon as we get to the park, I'm the one that's like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, you're the fun guy.
Yeah, but it's like to get there, that's not my strong suit, you know. But yeah, I don't know. All right, so lacrosse, important for your lifestyle.
It's gone now.
Up to this point.
It was
but it's
nice.
gone.
It was a nice.
But it's
moment.
gone because you decided to follow the arts and not continue lacrosse. So in
I
college,
would never. I was never good enough to ever continue with lacrosse. Like that was never in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
putting that out there. Don't want to spread false information that I was like good or anything. I was good enough to
fair
play D2 and
Yeah.
to start on a D2 team that was losing most of the time. We're a losing team.
See, I think, like, I was very good at soccer, but after my freshman year, I found like that's when I went and got like an in-depth look MRI scans and stuff of my knees, and then the doctor being like, "Don't." I like if you're. So then at that moment, I was
Yeah.
like, then it was no longer training a ton outside. It was like I just do the sport now because I really like it, and that was my growing up. I've always loved soccer, and like the only thing I would really focus on would be like my shot, where it's like my left leg, got to get that so I can shoot with my left because I can't only be able to shoot with my right, you know. But then it was like then I was at D3, so it's like like it was just that moment you're like, no, we're just here for fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I had surgery my senior year of college on my hip. I had a full hip repair.
Okay, question. Might be personal. Just say like you can't answer it if you can't. If you're injured, is that something the school helps with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
School insurance, like
Gotcha.
our athletic
Yep.
insurance covered it all.
And I wondered about that. Is that in every D sport or is that stop at some point?
I'm sure it's not in D3.
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
Yeah, but
It's got to be D1. But yeah, if it is D2, it's got to be D1.
yeah.
But yeah, I wondered if you knew if D3 was like that. That'd be something we'd have to ask a D3.
Yeah,
athlete.
yeah, but I don't know.
I could see it being like that's what we pay you with. If you get hurt, we will help cover that expense. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a good
We'll have to
question.
get hey, if you're a D3 athlete and you want to be on the Jordan Whitrock Show, hit me up because I want to find this out. No. Okay, back to the arts though. So are you doing shows while in school and doing lacrosse? Like, how does that work?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So basically like they were like, we're gonna level with you here. Like like both departments wanted me. I got a scholarship for musical theater department and
Okay.
I got a lacrosse scholarship. And so they were very much intertwined. Like the head of the department and my lacrosse coach, like they would like talk, because I was a starter like on
Yep.
my team, and I was getting significant roles like from freshman year. Like
Yeah.
so they both wanted me, which that was, that was a blessing for both. So they were very intertwined. Like they talked to each other sometimes, and like instead of like me, like they
Yeah.
would work around, which again such
That's
a
so
blessing.
nice.
Yeah, it was such a blessing.
I had a scholarship for music, and then it was in theater stuff.
Yeah.
Never talked. So it
That's-
was always me being like, "Hey, professor, for like when's our concert?" Because like if I like there was one show I couldn't audition for because I had a band concert on the Sunday of the last performance, and it wouldn't have worked. And I'm like, but there was no ever
yeah.
communication. I'm like, you guys are hurting both departments because you're not allowing kids to do both.
Yeah, and like that's not to say like, oh, she's so amazing at lacrosse and amazing at theater. They just wanted it. That wasn't it. It was such a small school and tight knit
Yeah.
community that it would and just such nice people too.
Yeah.
Like my coaches always understood that school comes first, and so for me that was theater.
That's
so if I
nice.
had rehearsal, that trumped practice, and they knew that. Just as if
Yeah.
a nurse had their clinical that day and couldn't come to practice, it was equivalent. And so I really appreciated that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what the flexibility of D2 gives you because D1 is not
exactly.
that. You don't get that in
Exactly.
D1.
Yeah.
For perfect reasons,
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting significant roles. What kind of roles are you getting?
My freshman year,
And you're there for musical theater?
yes.
So not straight acting, musical
theater.
Okay, and is that like you that's what you wanted to do or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. So my first role, well, like we had a fall play and then a spring musical.
Okay.
Gosh, what was the name?
So
of
2 shows a year?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 like big shows a
Yep.
year. The first musical was Cinderella. I was the fairy godmother. That was
Oh.
my freshman year.
Nice.
Second year musical was Sweet Charity. I was Helene, which is like one of like the main dancers, like the 2 like strippers in the show who like do the, what is it? Hey, big spender. That one.
Okay.
Yep, that was me.
No idea, but yeah, okay.
That was me. And then I'd say like my big role was Doralee in 9 to 5, and that was my senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like my biggest role was Doralee in 9 to 5.
Okay. And that
Yeah.
was senior year.
Senior year.
Did you ever find a moment where at school was acting always the forefront for you, or was lacrosse like high school more fun? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, was there ever a moment where you're like, no, that's right, I'm here for acting, like I'm all in, or was it always like that?
I knew I was in there for theater.
Yeah.
Like and that lacrosse was to help pay.
Yeah.
Like I knew that. But yeah, theater was it. Yeah, I knew theater was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like my junior years when I started doing stuff professionally.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to get into that. So what's your first professional gig then, if that's junior year?
My first professional gig was like this. I'll do my first contract because there's a difference in like professional gigs. Whereas professional gigs, so like my first professional gig was for this dinner like mystery immersive kind of thing. And so like I got paid like $300 for this one night where we maybe rehearsed for a week, and it was like an immersive dinner show and like murder mystery kind of thing. Now contract.
But that's like under the table in a way.
Yeah. That's a gig. But my first contract was with Southern Appalachian Repertory Theater, SART, and I was it was Frank Sinatra tribute show, My Way, the musical.
Mm.
Yeah, and so there's 4 characters in that, and they kind of just tell the story of Frank Sinatra through song and dance. And I have 2 guys, 2 girls, older woman, older guy, younger guy.
Huh.
And I was the
So you like
younger woman.
You kind of do like half the show for his.
Yeah.
And then it switches, I'm assuming, to.
It was more like intertwined, really, but like we all tell the story like together.
So you guys weren't portraying him.
We were
just telling the story.
Yeah, no, we
Got
weren't
you.
portraying him. No, we were telling the story. Yeah.
What was your favorite song, or did you hate them all because you did them so many times?
No, I love jazz. My mom was a professional jazz singer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. My mom was a professional jazz singer in DC before she had my sister and I.
Yep.
And while she was she was a nurse while she was a nurse, and at night she was a professional jazz singer in DC.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I grew up with jazz, and so for this being my first like professional gig, I'm like, oh, I'm in a jazz show.
Yeah.
It was really sentimental to me because I felt like I was like, oh, I'm like following the footsteps of my mom a little bit.
That's cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So my favorite song, and that's all I got for you. Don't know the name or the words.
And if you're watching this and you think that you can figure out what that song is, drop a comment.
Please do. Thank you so much.
It's his song?
Yep.
Do it one more time.
Oh, out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Best is yet to come. Frank Sinatra, the best.
Yet to come,
Yes.
Babe, won't it be
Yes.
fine? You know what's funny? I've like the Michael Bublé version is the one I listen to the most. So you're singing.
Amateur.
I was like, I don't recognize that song, but yeah.
That's the
Dude,
one.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was gonna try to sing just then. My throat is still cooked from last night.
Guys, I'm not this raspy. Jordan and I went out last night with a couple of friends.
To celebrate the end of our quarter.
Yes,
we
yeah.
did it.
And we usually don't go out that late. Like Jordan and
Or
I
just like don't go out. Period.
Yeah. I think Jordan and I maybe been out once. Like we'll hang out, but like out on the town, like once together with friends and stuff.
Twice. Yes.
But so last night, a couple of us went out to celebrate the end of the quarter, and God, we were out till 3 a.m. and like
A lot.
I don't drink like that. Am I allowed to talk about that on here?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of already did.
Yeah.
Really?
She's an alcoholic. No.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I don't drink like that, and last night I did. And if you're a singer, we know everyday voice care, everybody.
Hey, I just want to let you know, if you're watching this, you know who you are. I mouthed a lot of the words because I didn't want to wreck my voice
Me too.
beyond what I already did.
But it's still gone.
No, we did some karaokeing.
We did. After that is when it was gone.
Yeah. Mine
you
was
too?
like mid that. Actually, I think my voice has just been tired
Me
all
too.
last week. Like even starting it was tired, and I just like my mouth was dry, as I'm reading the voice book, and I'm doing like
Everything
wrong.
wrong.
This is something. This could be why my voice is wrong or doesn't feel right. It's like, yeah. But then last night did not help. But it was fun. I do say I think I met the creepiest guy of all time last night. Yikes.
That might have been up there for me too, honestly. I was trying to think. I was like, surely that can't be the creepiest. But honestly,
Dude, by far for me the weirdest.
Should we talk about it?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So we did the karaoke, then we left because we wanted to go somewhere else. Then I went to the bathroom. Then we walked the whole streets of Savannah for like a good chunk. Ended up back at the original place that we left because everything else was closed that other people wanted to go to. To then find out that they kicked everyone out of the nicer area that we were in because there was a party event. So we're like, well, why are we here? Then we're like, okay, let's go to like one of the clubs. If it's not the vibe at all or weird, then let's like we'll like leave or whatever. But when we got there, it was really fun. It was cool. Like they were playing. It was
Latin night.
Yeah, it was Latin night. So they were just playing a bunch of Latin music, which was like fun.
It was fun.
Made sure my voice didn't get wrecked beyond what it was because I couldn't sing any of the words. So, but we were all dancing in a group, and there was another group of girls that we knew from school that were actually in the bar that was the other place that we were at, and there was like a guy that was kind of like creepily like dancing by them. but like staring at them, and then they kept getting closer, and they were like moving away, to be like, hey, like we're not interested, but he kept going towards them. And so then I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh, hey guys, what's up? Get over here. Like, there's no way.
Love
and
him.
and so then they were like, oh my, like playing along. We're all actors. They were playing along, and then they like joined us or whatever. And then he still kept coming, trying to like get into the group. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk to the other
And like
side.
Jordan did the right thing there, but this guy obviously twisted in the mind. There was 2 girls with our group, and so I think for him it was like, oh, more girls in that area because you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over there where he is, so I just block him out.
Yeah.
So I blocked him out there, and usually that's like, oh, there's the hint, if they didn't get it at that point. Not for him.
No, he got the hint. He didn't care. He did
Yeah,
not.
you're right.
Yeah. He didn't care. He did not care.
Yeah.
When I tell you, there was one point where like I pulled our friend Casey's sweatshirt because I thought this man was about to fight Casey because he was getting in y'all's faces.
No, so what it was, so then what happened was he went, so I blocked him right from that side. And we were outnumbered. There was 5 girls in our group now to 3 guys.
Yep.
And so you couldn't like corral the women to not be messed with other
But
guys.
they were really trying.
We were trying.
Though. They're the
but anyways,
Love
so
them.
then I was like, okay, that blocked it, playing along. And then he proceeds to slowly walk around, kind of like staring at the girls, like in a creepy, messed up way, to then go to where I just was, where I left to block. And I'm like, so then I like go to that side to block him out again. And then
he's like pushing through our 3 guy friends.
If this is my head and I'm facing this way, he's like behind like this. And then give me my full shot. Give me my full shot. I gotta show you what's going on. Okay, so this is my head, right? And I'm facing Ivy, and Ivy's probably like right there looking at. I can't see what he's doing behind me, but she can. And he's just like, and then he's tapping on my shoulder. He's like, hey, let me in. I'll show you how to do it. I'm like, I'll show you.
I
Like,
didn't
let
know
me
that.
in. And I'm like turning. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks, man. I'm like, no, we're good. Because I'm like, what else do you say? And he's like, no. He's like, trust. I'll show you. I'm like, bro, get the fuck. I'm like, we're not. That's not happening. The best part was Yvonne didn't know this was going on at first because he was on his phone. And I'm like, Yvonne, there's a creep. I need your help. Like, lock in. And Casey picked up on it or whatever. But then he was trying to do it to Casey. And Casey's like, what?
I know.
No.
Casey was.
He's like, language barrier. No.
You guys should have used your Mike Daniels signal and just called me.
Yeah, I know. That's when we needed Mike. Mike would have helped.
Big Mike.
But the best part was, we then moved the whole group to a different spot.
Yes.
And it didn't stop. That's like, he still didn't get the hint that it was like, no, that's not it.
Then he pulls out his wallet. Then he pulls.
Yeah.
Then he pulls out his wallet. This for me, at this point, I just had to laugh. He pulls out his wallet. A lot of money in there. Lots of cash.
Could have been singles though. A lot of bills. Honestly, we didn't know what type of bills. Could have been a lot of singles.
Right. Lots of cash in there. And he opens it, like shows it to me and a couple of these other girls. And I think I do laugh in his face. I think I did.
Dude, he was insulted. At that moment, he was insulted.
Yeah, because I had to. I'm like, what do I look like to you?
I'm not in the wrong, right? Yeah, right?
No. Like, what do I look like?
So then eventually we just like find the corner. And then like that's where
literally the corner.
The corner. Because then we knew all the walls were protected.
The corner.
And then the guys were like
his
out
weaknesses.
Like this. Yeah.
It was actually really bad. Like he was really getting in your guys' faces. Like really.
Yeah. I've never seen someone so desperate in my entire life. And all you can do is pray for the guy because there's something beyond that. You know?
There's some. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, at least he's got some money in his wallet, though. I
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a good thing.
True.
Where'd he get the money from?
That's the point. Dude. Yeah, I don't know. My day yesterday was busy. We had class, a full day of class. Then I had leg day. Then I went and played basketball with Casey at the park. It was like basically the hood of Savannah there. So that was pretty fun. We were just playing basketball with the hood. Love that.
Is Casey tough?
Yeah, I think it's more of like, yes. No, I'm just saying yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. But it was fun to play basketball because I told him this whole semester I was gonna play basketball. We're gonna get Casey on this show, when we come
That'll be the
back from
best
break or whatever.
episode.
But I'm excited for that. I love Casey. I think everyone loves Casey.
Yeah, everybody
He
loves
can't do
Casey.
anything wrong,
No.
if that makes sense.
Never.
You know?
He's like the sweetest dude. He's so cool.
Yeah, and there's so many stories I want to share, but I don't know if I want to share them because like I'm gonna have him on, and I think it'd be more funny to talk to him about it. But for basketball, it was fun to play with him. But then we danced like the whole night, so my legs are shot today.
No, not his legs, his ankles. Everybody.
No, dude, that's true. That's true.
His
So we
ankles.
pull up, and I'm like, guys, I sit down, and you guys are like, why are you sitting down? And I'm like, I'm keep it a buck. My ankles hurt. I'm like, literally, I don't want to stand anymore. I've literally been walking and running and sprinting and jumping. I'm like, I just want to sit down. But that's when we were drinking or whatever earlier in the night.
Yeah.
And then we danced the rest of the night. And so I got a good workout. I got all my steps in. It might have been the first time in a while, you know?
Yeah,
But
this is how the night went. So we started out at Isabella's.
Yep.
Just like a couple shots of tequila.
I didn't partake in that, but yes.
I did. I did. And so did our other friends. And then we just honestly just got to talking. Just,
Yep, good stuff.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, the plan was to go out.
Yep.
And so
And we knew Casey was out too.
yeah, so we're like,
Yeah.
we're going to go out. But yeah, and that's when we, it was a Thursday night. So the first place we went to, it was fun. But then we're kind of over karaoke. I feel like we wanted to
You guys were. I was on the list still, and you didn't want to stay for me to sing my second song. And only heard it. I was going to sing with Isabella too.
What was your second song?
No, you know what? Can we talk about that?
What was the second song?
What was the second song, Jordan?
The second song was Isabella chose it. It wasn't me. No, it was a Morgan Wallen song. Something, I don't know. There's too many titles. But it's one of his popular ones. Last Night. There we go.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
But he asked Isabella to sing with him and not me. I was the afterthought, everybody. I was the afterthought.
The understudy.
No.
I was
to
the understudy.
be fair, Isabella was like, you should do a country song. So that's why I was like, okay, yeah, I just put my name, but I was like, okay, I'll sing it with you. If you sing, I'll sing, which is what I did with Yvonne.
So at that point, like after being like the second choice and like the understudy,
the third wheel.
I was the third wheel at that point because Yvonne and Casey were
they were gone.
They were gone. So I was like, no guys, we're gonna leave. And so we did.
And then we proceeded to walk around the entire city of Savannah
trying to find
for
something
2
to do
hours
because it was a Thursday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our night. And then we got home at 3 a.m. So.
Yeah. And then I slept in really late.
so late. I slept till 12.
I think I slept till like 11:30, 12, but then thought it was like 9 or 10, and I was like, okay, I could just like lay in bed, and then just proceeded to lay in there till like 1:30, and I was like, this is nuts. And then I got up, started like, I ate breakfast, and then I realized that all the textbooks were due today, and I was like, oh, I gotta return because I rented half of them.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to keep the Uta Hagen respect for acting, so I was like, okay, I gotta like see. I looked up on Amazon. I was like, how much does it cost to buy it? In case they're like, yeah, it's gonna cost $20. I was like, okay, I can get the book for cheaper.
Got that for $5.
Yeah. Did you do the same thing as me? No?
I will like during the summer. I just bought it used off Walmart for $5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it cost $5 to keep. So I was like, yeah.
Mine brand new was maybe like 10 or 15 bucks.
Dude, for $5, if you are an actor, you probably already have the book. But for $5,
no, they don't have the book. Sorry, that was terrible improv. I should have yes-and that.
Yes, and it has a lot of information.
Yeah. So you're cast in the Mask show that's going to be coming up in winter class show.
Yeah.
Have you had discussions with what it's going to be or not really? It's still like
Not really.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be in a mask. It's like a Commedia dell'arte style mask, which
Yep.
is really cool. Mind you, I've never done any mask work. I've never done any Commedia dell'arte type thing. I've never done improv, really.
Do you think having improv, because that's something I feel like you really fell into improv in a good way. Do you think that's something that do you continue posts like that you maybe never thought about, or you're like,
Yeah.
nah, it was just like it's really fun to do in college, but I wouldn't do it?
No,
Or are you
actually,
like,
I do think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
which is like, you make no money. Like, you know what I
But you
mean?
make no money in everything
And yeah, right.
relating
But,
to our field.
yeah, but I do feel I don't know. I really developed like a love for it, and then like after getting like cast in an improv show, I was like, okay, like I need to obviously keep going with it. So I probably will. Yeah, I really like improv. It's really fun.
Have you ever thought about doing your own stand-up?
No, I don't think I'd be good at that.
We should do that.
I will say, after that one day in improv where it clicked for me was in our scene of the newspaper scene.
Yeah.
Where like,
Do you want to tell the audience what our scene was?
essentially our scene was us walking from one end of the stage, him on the other. We were walking. I think we had no idea what we were gonna do, but we both just ended up sitting down.
Yeah.
He pulls out like an imaginary newspaper. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So one of the rules of improv, which I feel like I've kind of made my niche, and then that's like what
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but like that's what I do. Like since then, that's what I do every
You just
time.
wait for someone else to make the choice? Yeah.
But then I mirror. I do exactly what they're doing. I do
Mhm.
exactly what they're doing, and then something else will spark. And then like since then, my scenes have been like for the most part pretty okay, but like that's like what I do since then is I just mirror the person, do exactly what they do. If you have no idea what to do in improv, mirror. You know, just
Mhm.
copy each other. So that's what I did. I was like, all right, I'm copying Jordan right now.
Yep.
So I then pretended to have a newspaper too, and I started flipping it at the same time as him and doing everything at the same time as him. And it like took him a second to realize
Yeah.
what I was doing, which was funny. And then he finally did realize, which was even
Yeah,
funnier.
because I was really just paying attention to the newspaper. Like, deadass, I thought you were going to, like, because what's funny is up to this point, it's always been dialogue was what, you know, got people to go, like, oh, this is what's happening, you know, or this is the story. And we never had, and that's one thing I wanted to try was not a silent scene, but just like where there's minimal dialogue. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit down. And I didn't think this was going to be that opportunity or chance. And you just weren't saying anything. And I'm like, did she die? And I didn't realize it. You know, you're like just trying to like, what is she trying to do? And then I looked over, and as I looked over, I was turning a page, and you turned your page too, and I'm like, what? And then I was like,
and it was getting so many laughs.
it was like
too.
the first one, and then I was like, okay, okay. And then I saw that when I saw that you did it the second time, I was like, oh, that's the game. But it took me a second to realize that was the game.
Yeah, but then it started turning into like this kind of like flirty scene almost, and but like without like any flirtiness in it though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna say like
there was no flirting.
It was not a flirting until the end. You didn't know it was flirting because I was just getting pissed off at you the whole time.
Yeah.
Because of what you were doing.
Yeah.
That was like my character choice was that I was just frustrated with you.
And I just didn't care.
And then we got to the point where it's like, I don't know what else we can do. But usually he cuts us off. You know, he does a good job at cutting us off. But he hadn't cut us off, and I was like, I'm done. Like, there's nothing else that we can tell here that's gonna be funny. So I just stood up, and I was like, well, I don't want you to like think the scene's still going. So then I like was like motion for you to stand up. No, or maybe I just stood up. You stood up.
You did that. You did.
Okay, did I? And then you stood up, and then we just walked off stage together. And
yeah,
it was like
we were going to like, you know.
Then it was like, okay, now you're all right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was so funny, but not just funny. It was like just like that, like kind of improv magic of like it just like made a story without us trying to make the story.
Yeah.
But also adequately setting up that base reality so that could happen.
Yeah.
You know? But so that was the day that it clicked for me. I was like, oh, I don't need to try to be funny. Because I really wasn't. I was just whatever.
It's fun. Have you had a lot of experience with improv up to this point?
No.
Yeah. I haven't
No.
either. In the improv that I saw, it was like only the funny people were rewarded. Like the ones that were just organically funny, whether that's like them being a dumbass or like whatever that is, or like being like making you seem dumb. And that's funny. It can be funny. but it's like those are the only people that were good in improv. And so like for me to be in this class and me being like, oh, you don't have to be funny, you don't have to come up with the best idea, you literally just can be yourself, and that's enough. I was like, oh, that's like unique. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I think that's why I like it so much, is because of that. Like, I think in our industry and in our world, like, you are always fighting to be something that you may think that other people might want you to be, or if you might not know it, but always paying attention to how you are perceived. And like what you just said with improv, there's really like none of that. It is just what you are bringing to the table. That's enough.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's why.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a outlet. Yeah.
So we have winter quarter coming up. Sorry, that's a lie. We have winter break coming up, and we finished our first quarter. Do you have any plans coming up? Or just laying low?
Just working, man.
Yeah.
Just working. Work at a Catholic school. Sticking to my roots, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. I work at a Catholic school. I teach a drama club there. And I do after school for pre-K and kindergarten. And then I teach voice lessons at a music center in Pooler.
Yeah.
And then also I work at a historic bed and breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, downtown.
Huh, I didn't know that.
That's just weekends. That's like when you always text me on Saturday. I'm like, I'm working till 9.
Thank you, because I was like, bro, what? Yeah, that
what
makes
kid
sense
is staying at school until
or
9
like,
p.m.?
what lessons are happening that late, or why do you choose to do it so late? But that makes sense. Okay.
What's
like
the restaurant?
It's a bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast.
Like, well, like it's like a historic like inn, like really fancy. It's called the Foley House Inn. First bed and breakfast in Savannah ever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's what I do. It's like, it's fancy. I like it. But that's what I do on the weekends.
Yeah.
But then like the drama club and like working with the kids and teaching my voice lessons, that's like, you know, what I want to do. And like, you know, obviously helps pay. But like those are the jobs that are like dear to me and like, you know, will help me with my career in the future after I get my MFA. But then the job on the weekends, that's what helps, pays rent.
Yeah, for sure.
But so that's what I'll be doing.
Did you grow up Catholic, or was that?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like a side of a family, or is it like the
my
whole
mom's
family?
side?
Okay.
Yeah, my mom's side, and
Gotcha.
yeah. I grew up Catholic. My mom's mom was Catholic. I'm third generation Polish, so.
So you were in the Polish churches.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have been in the German churches. But that's because Wisconsin's got such a high population of Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah, which made World War II awkward. But I wasn't alive then, so I didn't. You know, R.I.P. Family history. Got you. Okay. Interesting. So then, is that something that you've been close with, or
Catholicism?
Yeah.
I think growing up, yes. Yeah, like, and then also in college too. I stopped going to church like sophomore year of college because there was just a disconnect there with just like personal life stuff.
Yep.
And then just recently, really, and I've talked to like some people in our cohort about this too.
Yep.
But like I am feeling like a calling, not to get super religious, but like to go back to like
we totally can.
To like church and go to mass, and which I haven't been in a couple years, but because grad school's so hard. And it's one of those things where like I am a very independent person and I am here on my own, but it was like kind of like a calling of like but I can't do this on my own. It was like I need something, and I was like, I think what I am like searching for is like God like back in my life. And so I
mean, they say there's a hole shaped part of your, you know, of everyone has that hole shape that can only be filled with God, you know, and you can fill it with other things, it just won't you know be enough. You know? I think everyone goes through, you know, and we've talked a little bit, you know, I'm Catholic as well. I don't think to me going to church was like you have to. That's what it is. And I didn't know why, but it was like I had to. So in college when I moved out, I still went to church, But I didn't know why I went to church. Had no relationship with it. It was just something that was like, okay, if my parents ask me, I can at least say that, you know, and I don't have to lie saying I went, but I didn't. And then, like, that's a sin, you know, and then it's like, damn, I got to take that confession, you know. But it was like, but for me, it was like, I didn't know why, or that didn't have a meaning to me until, like, my senior year of undergrad was like that year where it started clicking. It started making sense. And it was like, oh, this is why we go. It's not because of the reasons I thought it was, you know? And so then for me, it was like, okay, that makes sense why you then attend mass. Or like, if there's like a day where I'm like, I'm not feeling it. Or there's a day that like the priest is giving a boring sermon. It's like, oh, but that's not why you go. That's not the reason. You're going there because of the miracle that happens on the altar and all that kind of stuff. You know?
You try to go every Sunday now, or is there some days where like you aren't feeling it? And
no, because if I'm not feeling it, I still go, because Jesus might have not been feeling like he wanted to get nailed to a cross, and he still did it for me. So it's like, it's like there's almost that where it's like, man, the least I can do is give up 1 hour of my week, like. You know, wait, Mike, look this up. How many hours will 24 times 7? What's that? 8, 2.
Again, I got my degree in
14,
singing and dancing, people.
160 something, right? How many hours are in a?
You know what I've realized recently? Actually, I'll try to do math in my head, like multiplication. Like if I'm trying to say how much I got paid that week, okay, 15 times whatever. I can't do cross multiplication
Anymore?
No,
we lost it.
Can't do it. What happens after you, like, okay, say you're doing 15 times 5.
Yep, 168. That was right.
168.
168 hours in a week.
So it's like, I can give him one. The other thing, too, that's helped me is without that, right? So, like, I think everyone's searching for what's the purpose of your life.
Yeah.
What's the meaning? And I think people can find it in different places. And, like, especially in our field. I mean, in others as well, but especially in ours, if you don't have something that's beyond this field, in my opinion, it's a dead end, right? Then it's money and it's fame, because that's the only reason you're working.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, it's like, oh, if this doesn't work out, well, I'm not. You know, I'm here on earth to be a follower of Christ, to live that lifestyle for others, with others. You know, invite others. You know. And so if this doesn't work out, that's fine, because at the end of the day, my fame, my success, my money, my awards don't come with me as a resume to him when it's like it's all those things that were on. So if I never get what I want, personally, it's like, well, then what would he want me to do? You know, so I think also that's a reminder for me to also constantly pray and be like, hey, am I doing what you want? Is this your will, or is this my will? Help me to just make sure that I'm not falling into a trap of the devil, of him being like, nah, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And because also people don't think that, let me start. The devil doesn't always do bad things. Sometimes the devil sees you and he's like, you know what? If I sprinkle a little money, if I sprinkle a little success, that person who doesn't have that connection can be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing it. I don't need anyone. You know, I'm successful. I'm doing it. And they live their whole life, you know, and that's in our field especially. They live their whole life being like, I'm doing everything right. I'm killing it. You know, my family, everything. And then they get to the end and it's like, wow, my life was easy. God must have loved me. I must have did everything right. And it's like, no, and then when he goes up to Jesus or God, there was no relationship. You didn't help me when I was the poor person on the corner of the street asking for help. And you might not have thought you were doing anything wrong, but the devil made your life so easy, you never had to ask for help, or you never had to, you know? So I think there's that danger, and that's what I have to ask. Because I'm like, I cried one night. I was talking to my mom, and I don't cry. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This was after I got into SCAD. And so it was like, my life's too easy right now. Like, I don't think I'm worthy of this, is what I was saying. Because I was telling her, I was like, I feel like everything is going right. All my siblings are healthy. There was like other stuff in the family.
Ooh, yeah.
There was other stuff in the family that was like, that was a close call, but that didn't that ended. Then it was like, you know, like my parents are together. We have 2 cats. We have the perfect life. My mom just retired. You know, it's like money isn't the issue like it always has been for our family.
Really?
You know, and it's like, and I just graduated, and I graduated not knowing what I was going to do. And I just decided, you know what? Let's audition for grad schools, because why not? And if I don't get in, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out. To then get into a grad school, to then have the immediate being like, oh yeah, no, this is what you're going to do in that quarter. And then it's like, I got the job that I needed to get. And then it's like, I got an additional scholarship, which is what I needed to go to school. And it's like, everything keeps lining up that this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But how do I not know that this is like the devil being like, you know? And so then it's like, okay, what can I do in my power? Go to church.
Yeah.
Try to keep my relationship as close as possible to him, you know?
I was like, I think for me, God shows up in my hardest moments.
Yeah.
He's there. But I don't think about him when I'm doing really, really well. Like in undergrad, I was a starter on the, lacrosse team. I had an amazing group of friends. I was getting the lead roles. I started working professionally. And then I dropped all of that and I moved here. Like I live here now, and I'm facing rejection for the first time in my life ever. And that's part of your identity. And again, I felt this pull, and for me, my college friends, they would be floored to hear me talking about Jesus Christ on a podcast, or God on a podcast. Seriously, they would be floored, because again, that was I felt like I didn't need it. I felt like I didn't need it, or him, or that extra thing, because life was going so well. And then just, recently, just stuff personal stuff happening. Again, I feel like you need God in your worst moments, or at least for me, that's when I feel him present, and him trying to be there for me.
You know what's interesting? You never hear conversion stories of being, I made it, I'm so successful, I'm converting to Catholicism. It's always like, I have nowhere to go, I have no direction, no one's there for me. The only one who's always been there for me is God.
Yeah.
I think there's a purpose for that, and there's a reason for that. And I think that's why people also hate Christians so much, because a true Christian who's actually walking in the ways of Christ is usually a million times happier than the one that's not. And so then they could be mad at you. It's like, why are you happy? And it's like, because I love my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
But then if you don't have that connection, you have no path. There's no one leading you, Yeah. And I think that's scary. I'd be scared. And my worst, darkest moments were in college, when I was not close to God and had not necessarily walked away from the faith, but just wasn't participating in how you're supposed to. And when I made that decision of nope, I need to shape up. I need to not fall into my sins that I'm falling into. I have to stop. Ended relationships, breakups, all that kind of stuff. But it was oh, but I'm happy with who I am now because of that.
Yeah. And that's a big thing, I think, as an actor. I think you being happy in who you are, I truly, I think that's rare as as an actor. I don't know, I think that's really rare. I'm not saying that, I'm sure a lot of, actors and people at scad, they're probably very happy with who you are. But I think that is a rarity. I do. I think because you're always being watched and perceived, and one of our professors always says, you are literally walking into a room asking people to judge you 24/7.
Yeah.
That's what this is. So being happy with yourself when people might have a different perception of you, that's, I feel like that's.
But you know why I think I get there? Is because at the end of the day, what's my goal? It's no longer to be liked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still want to be liked. I still fall into sins of judgment or jealousy of others. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. But my full goal is no longer to be the most famous, to be known, to have the money. It's I walk into a room and I'm like, this is me. This is what I can offer and I can provide. Do you want it? in whatever form that is, auditioning
Yeah.
wise. And it's like, oh, you do? Awesome. Then I'm all in. You'll have me. Don't worry about it. You don't want me. That's cool. It wasn't meant to be, you know? And then maybe that will actually open up another opportunity that I never would have even thought about.
This man has such security in himself.
But I think about, like, think of all the shows that you auditioned for.
Someone give him a girlfriend.
No, maybe that's the issue. No, but think of you, like, if you would have got into a show in a small role, you wouldn't be able to do the improv class.
Yeah.
You would have to drop that.
Yeah.
And who knows where that will lead you in your story, because maybe you become the funniest woman in the world. But you don't know, right? Because like all those famous people were just like us or whatever that is to whoever, you know, spokespeople, the top CEO of a company were just like us being like, damn, I don't even know what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm just here and I'm working at it. And then all of a sudden you get an opportunity that like is improv leaning, and then all of a sudden people start going towards you for improv questions because they see that you kind of figured it out and they want your advice, but you are like, no, I don't. But you don't realize that you actually do, right? And so it's like, I think that's what's exciting about this moment right here with our cohort, with everyone, because it's like these are the people that you have for life.
I said that exact quote the other day, that these are the people that you have. To one of my like closest friends in the cohort, Isabella. She was on like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were out with her last night too. Yeah. But I'd say she's like, yeah, love you, girl. That's my girl. She is like my closest friend in the cohort. We immediately just like literally the second we met each other, we're like, oh. Like it was like one of those friendships that like you knew you were gonna be friends. Like it from day one. Never stopped talking. Like we've talked every single day since day one. Like not even kidding.
And
like,
now we're gonna test that with break. No,
for real. Last night we were both drunk, and I'm walking her back to her apartment, and I'm like, "Hey, you're gonna talk to me over break?" She's like, "Yes, I'm gonna call you, and you're on the invite list to my wedding." Which she's not even engaged, people.
I love that.
And I was like, "You're on the invite list to mine." I don't have a relationship. Yeah. But no, love that girl. What was it? But we were talking the other day, like, you know, just what a competitive industry this is. And, like, you know, you are competing a lot of the time with the people that you are in a cohort with, but you're also going through the same exact experience. Yeah. We're going through a unique experience that we're all sharing, though. We're all living the same life right now, essentially. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, so this is really all you have, because who else is sharing this experience? Yeah. Just us. So, yeah, I was having that conversation with her. And I love our cohort. I think.
I have this perspective, which might not be good. My perspective is like, in like life, is if I am successful, I want the people that worked with me to also be successful. That's not always true with everyone, right? But like for this podcast, for example, I have a running joke of the number of employees, right? So I got like 2 buddies back home who did most episodes. That's employee number 1 and 2. And that's like if the podcast blew up and we're making money. It's like, and it's like Mike's worked his way now to like being number 3 on that list, right? And so it's like, but it's like, that's because you put the time in to help me. I want to like make sure you're successful.
Invest in
or it's like, if I'm for some reason a big time actor somewhere, it's like, I would want you, Isabella, Mike, to also be on, like, I try to work, because it's like, just because I got lucky, that doesn't mean that like you guys shouldn't have the opportunity also to just be in the industry that you wanted to be in, you know? But so it's like I think that way, but it's like not everyone does. So it's like
I think
it'll be interesting to see what people, you know, who makes it, who doesn't, whatever happens.
I think that's a great way to put it. I like our friend, one of our other friends in our cohort who has like had some
we're hoping to get him on at some point.
Yeah. Who has had some you know, success, and who is so talented but also so humble. He's essentially said the same thing as like, you know, I want to go out this cohort, like, you know, like these are my people. Yeah. And he has worked professionally, but even still like is sharing that experience with us of like, these are my people. And you know, so I think that's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Cool. So are you going to church Sunday?
It's a great question, Jordan. You know what? I think I should.
You can go with me. I will pick you up if you need to, too.
Sure. You know what, Jordan? Yeah, let's make it happen.
You want the 8 a.m. or 10? Actually, have you been to the cathedral?
I haven't been to the cathedral.
We'll go to the 10 a.m. because that's the one with all the beautiful choirs.
I would love, okay. That would be good. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Church on Sunday.
Look at that. A couple days early, too. I even planned
My
it.
guy. You know what? And this is us meeting in the middle. This because me,
This is a little short notice.
yeah. Little bit.
Mike, do you want to join us?
So
I
you can.
respectfully decline.
That's
birthday
okay.
on-
We'll
it's my
work on
birthday
you. We
on
got time.
Sunday.
We got 5 quarters. We'll work on you. No.
It's
Sweet.
my
All
birthday
right.
on Sunday, so I got other things going on.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's got to hang out with Baxter, right?
And he's got a birthday.
Baxter's
Oh,
my
right.
kitty.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Let's take the GoPro out. Thank you, everyone, for joining this episode of the Jordan Whitrock Show. Thank you, Ivy, for coming on. Mike, for helping out. Couldn't do it without you.
Put some steak on it.
If you have made it this far, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I don't know why you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Peace.